Hey Chicago, if you're a homeowner contemplating your next move, you know that the gap between selling and buying can feel a little tricky. Today, I'll guide you through it. I'm Roz Duputant, a trusted advisor in the Windy City real estate market with years of experience helping people just like you smoothly transition from one home to the next. Ever wonder what to do with all your belongings or where to live in that in-between period? Stay tuned as I break down the options and give you some tips on making your buying while selling journey as smooth sailing as possible. With many years under my belt as a real estate pro and a whole life spent in Chicago since I was born and raised in the city, I've helped hundreds of individuals and families buy and sell properties. And I've come to know quite clearly that my goal with these videos is to help boost your property confidence so you can make the best real estate decisions possible for your lifestyle and financial goals. Be sure to subscribe for more buying and selling tips, and be sure to watch all the way to the end for my lightning round of quick tips to help you make your transition to a new place seamless. Moving twice. When it comes to buying and selling at the same time, moving 2 times is a scenario most people would love to avoid. It's no secret to anyone who's done it that moving can be very disruptive and difficult sometimes. The reasons for this are clear when we're talking about the logistics of moving an entire family with children and pets. But a lesser known reality is how hard it is to move as a single or widowed person or an empty nester couple, especially when you've been in the same place for a number of years or decades. Many of my clients are in that boat. Without young children in tow, they can call all the shots. But when every decision and cost associated with a move falls to you, or when you're moving on from a place that holds a lot of memories, it can be really hard to know where or how to begin. By the way, don't forget to watch my video on decluttering a lifetime of belongings. It will really help if you're moving to a smaller place. Now, wherever you're moving to next, you probably want to avoid doing it twice in a short time frame. And that is where this video comes in. In the context of buying and selling simultaneously, there are basically 3 ways to avoid moving twice. Each has its own pros and cons and can be difficult in different ways. What they have in common is that you'll need to figure out which method works best for you before the home you're selling goes under contract with a buyer. Ready? Let's explore these options one at a time. So, if you have the funds to purchase your next home before selling your current one, this is hands down the road that most often leads Chicago home buyers to the lowest stress around moving. But it is not something most people can do or choose to do because it usually means paying 2 mortgages for 3 to 12 months. So I'm going to focus in this video on other more feasible ways to avoid moving twice. Okay, let's talk about closing on the same day. So let's imagine you just got a contract on your home. Woohoo! The buyer is going to close on your sale at the end of the month, which happens to be Friday, May 31st, 2024, and Mr. or Mrs. Buyer wants possession on closing day, with keys given at the closing table, which is the typical arrangement. You have no problem moving your belongings out by this date, so it sounds all good, right? Okay, now let's look at your purchase scenario. After securing this contract with the buyer, you go out and submit an offer on the condo of your dreams. It's accepted with the closing date of May 31st also. So you can move out of your old place and into your new home on the same day. Maybe the movers can even hold your items on their truck during your 2 closings and be directed to your condo once everything is all finished up. Sounds like the perfect plan, yes? It certainly can be when everything goes as planned, but it can also be beyond stressful when some of the details are examined. So let's talk about that. Is your current home's buyer using a mortgage to purchase? Are you? 2 mortgage companies, 2 sellers, 2 buyers, plus multiple real estate agents and attorneys. That is a lot of coordination. And your perfect plan really depends on everything going just right on the way to and on closing day. This is, by the way, why many top agents recommend that you work with lenders and attorneys we trust, because we have to problem solve quickly all the time, and the stakes for our clients are very high. When something goes wrong, we need to know these people will pick up our calls and jump into problem solving mode right alongside us. Now, this may sound a little dramatic if you're just looking at this and haven't been in a real estate transaction lately, but here are some things that can potentially go wrong on closing day when trying to close two on the same day. Something goes wrong with either final walkthrough on either property. Someone arrives late to either closing. Lender's wire is delayed. Buyer's wire is delayed. Documents have a typo and have to be recreated. Out-of-state lender in a different time zone closes their office before funding approval is given. Now, even if your sale closes just fine, any one of those things going wrong with your purchase closing puts the whole plan at risk, because the money has to be in, so to speak, before it can be spent on a new place. But that last one, the one about the time zone, deserves some special attention. Because if your sale closes and the buyer purchases your current home, but your lender doesn't get it done on time on a Friday, it would make for a very stressful weekend of temporary homelessness, because closings only happen on weekdays. So where would you live on Saturday and Sunday? And I will say it right now, this is why I strongly prefer lenders with a local Chicago area back office closing department, period. They know our processes, our real estate, and are in our time zone. The people I refer clients to will get in the trenches and solve problems in real time. So, while simultaneous closings do give you the hope of moving only once, it may put you a bit high on the stress-o-meter. And for all the reasons discussed here and many that are not discussed here, I strongly recommend having a backup plan like a hotel reservation or pre-arranging a few days of storage with your moving company. Do you know someone or have a story of your own about buying and selling, like a horror story? Please tell me about it in the comments. But wait, there is another, perhaps better, way for you to move only once when buying and selling. Did you know that closing and possession as concepts are two separately negotiable contract terms in real estate, meaning you can close on one day and deliver possession of the property to your buyer at a later date? Let's take another look at your buying and selling scenario, the one we talked about before, with a negotiated 1 week post-closing possession. Okay, so your buyer is still going to close on your sale on Friday, May 31st. This time, your furniture and other items will still be inside the home and you will still be living there. No keys are exchanged, and that day, the proceeds from the sale hit your account and you breathe a sigh of relief. You sleep in your bed that night in a home that is familiar to you, but technically no longer belongs to you, and get a good night's sleep. You use the weekend to continue your packing. On Monday, you wire whatever funds are needed to the title company for the closing of your purchase the next day. On Tuesday morning, you go to your closing, sign your loan and transfer documents. You get the keys to your condo at the table. On the way back to your old home, you stop by your condo to drop off a few things and maybe let the cleaning person in. Wednesday is your moving day. Thursday is a day for cleaning out your old home and saying your final goodbyes to it, because by evening, your buyer is going to pick up the keys to their house, and then you go to your new condo for good. Now, I'm not saying post-closing possession removes all the stress of buying and selling, but can you imagine how you might feel under the different scenarios? If you're thinking about some buying and selling moves you'd like to make, use the link below to schedule a free, no obligation discovery call with me. And if you're seeing this video on Instagram, there'll probably be a link in my bio that enables you to schedule a call and let's just talk it out. Now, before I close this video topic on buying and selling at the same time, here's a lightning round of additional quick tips to smooth out your buying and selling journey. Okay, so maybe you can stay with family or friends. Do consider how your lifestyle matches theirs. Early mornings, late nights, cleanliness. Then enjoy your stay, but just don't stay too long. If you can, if you decide to go Airbnb, make it fun. Stay in a location or a property type that feels more like a staycation or a spa getaway, if you're into that. About moving. Don't hesitate to tell your moving company up front about the intricacies of your purchase and sale contract dates. They can offer services to bolster your backup plans. Thank you so much for spending some time in your day or night to hang out with me. If these thoughts were helpful, show me some love with a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss our next chat. I'm Roz Dupitant, your local Chicago real estate pro, signing off. And until next time, don't make any sudden moves toward buying or selling without a solid plan.